Okay, if you've upgraded from Windows 8 or even Windows 7 to Windows 10, you're going to need to probably make a recovery drive. So we're going to cover that today. Now, one of the first things you're going to need is a external USB drive. You can do it on DVD, but the best thing to do is get yourself an external USB. Now, you can use one of a couple different formats. Now, one of the popular ones here is the new On the Go, and it has a micro UC connection for it, so you can use it on phones or tablets that have some micro connections, but it also has a regular USB connection as well. So typically you can just go out there and buy one of these, or you can use any one of the other ones. Here's a SD card with one of the new thin USB adapters, or even an old one. As long as you have 8 gigabyte available, you can use any USB you want. So if you have a build system from like a manufacturer like Dell or somebody else, you probably have a recovery drive here. If you've upgraded, this still has Windows 8.1 on it, not Windows 10. So we're going to replace it, we're going to delete it, but we're going to create this other separate. This is the USB drive here, that is your new recovery drive. It'll be able to recover Windows 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to System Settings, and we're going to do that by, you can either do it but down here and click on the settings down here, or you can go off to the Notification Center over here and click on all settings here. And we're just going to go here and we're going to type in up here the word recovery, and it's going to bring up options, and we're going to select the create a recovery drive. And when you click on it, it's not going to go to another screen. You have to be looking at the bottom of your screen. It's going to launch the program, which is a recovery program, to create a recovery disk. So once you click on yes, and you'll get launched the actual program, and it gives you several dialog boxes to look at here. It tells you exactly what it's going to do and what you need to have in order to run the program. So the next thing it does is start scanning your system to see what kind of recovery media or whatever available media is out there. And you notice here when it comes up, I have several regular hard drives, and the last one is my actual recovery media that I've plugged in with my SSD, which is a USB drive. Now it warns you that it's going to format, so make absolutely sure you select the correct one, because you're going to format one of your other hard drives if you don't. So the first thing it does, it goes out there and does exactly what it says it's going to do. It goes out and it formats that drive. So the formatting information will come up here. The next thing is it's going to copy out utilities. That's the things that needed to run. The last thing is it's going to actually copy out your system files, because earlier in the dialog box there was checkbox that said backup system files, which is a good idea, but it's going to take a long time to do this. Now we're talking over half an hour, 45 minutes, depends upon your system. Now what I've done here is I've skipped all the way to the end, again a half hour or so, maybe longer, it could be an hour depending upon the system again. It'll say copy your system like you see here, and at the very end we'll see a simple message saying it's ready to go, and all you have to do is click on finish. So now I'm going out to the File Explorer to take a look at what we've done, and you see down here there's a recovery drive, and I click on it. That's the USB again, and there's the files that are there so this can now be used as a recovery drive in case your system gets into trouble. So the next thing I want to do is, what do I do with a recovery drive in case you didn't know or haven't done one before? So let's take a look. So to utilize a recovery drive, you simply go out here to the Start menu again and go to Settings yet again. Okay. So we'll go here, and under the Updating Recovery tab, we're going to click on it. And you see the options here, and one of them is recovery. And there's several different options available here. And depending upon what you want to do, whether you want to refresh or reinstall completely, whatever, you would choose that. For example, resetting simply uses the files to go ahead and change everything back to normal. You put in a new user and all that, and do that. Another one is to go back to an earlier version, but you have to have this on your directory, the Windows.old, which has all the files from your earlier version. But we're going to go to Advanced Startup down here. Now you can reboot from here, okay, and does a couple different things. But what you have to do first is to make sure that your system is set up to boot from the flash drive. So we go over here to the boot settings here for the priority, and it's first of all, it's listed there in the hard drives, but then we have to set the priority of what to boot from first. Now currently it boots from the hard drive first, so let's take a look. See, the hard drive is first line, so I'm moving the removable drive up to the first position so that if there is one inserted, it'll attempt to boot from that first. Then we save and the system starts rebooting again. So once it reboots, you're going to see a menu like this. We're going to use the troubleshooting option and go into advanced. And there's different things you can do. You can system restore from an earlier restore point, startup recovery, even just repair it if you're having problems booting. It says like no operating system found or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and reset the PC in this particular case. Again, depends upon which one you want to do, so you need to take a look at that. So if you click on that, it'll say keep my files or remove everything. Now remember, it's files, not programs installed. So you'll want to sit there and do different things depending upon what's going on. So it's going to go through this option of resetting stuff. So just follow the prompts from right here, and I'm not going to do it here, but just say, okay, you can, and here's the things you can do, and that's going to be how you can use your recovery drive to get back in business.
Hey, and don't forget to subscribe to Old Guy Geek. Come on back for Windows 8 and Windows 10, and Windows Phone 8 and Windows 10, and general how-to videos, all here to help you make the most out of your system.